Welcome back to How to Cake It. I'm Yolanda, and this week I'm caking 3 candy apple cakes. That today I'm going to show you how to make Halloween versions and fall versions. Yes, there are versions of candy apples. Get your cake on. There's an obvious song, and you know it. Missy Elliott didn't instantly come to your head.
No.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
But I don't even know what song you're talking about.
Get your freak on.
Get your freak on. Is that your chick?
Cody is cooler.
How did Cody
Cody
know
is
that?
cooler than you.
Get your freak on.
That is really...
Get your freak on.
To make these cakes, I followed the recipe in my own cake book. So each apple is one recipe of my ultimate vanilla batter baked into 2 6-inch half sphere pans. So we'll get 1 whole sphere. I'm gonna read it like it's an exciting, like
a thriller.
Yeah, this
No,
is
like
gonna
an
make
action
you.
pack.
This is gonna make you want to purchase the book, right? Like we're just giving you a snippet, and you're hooked. With the cakes still in their pans, use a serrated knife to level them, using the cake pan rim as a guide. I wonder what comes next. The next thing I need to do is start to carve these apple cakes. I feel really confident because I've done this before. Cut a little slice off the bottom or the domed part of one of the halves because you need your cake to sit flat while you carve. This is a great cake to start with if you're not used to carving because apples come in all different shapes and sizes. So if each one of your cakes looks different, that's perfectly fine. One of mine was a bit crooked. Carve out a little indentation where the stem would be with a small serrated knife. Or I guess the stem doesn't grow out. I guess the apple grows from the stem.
Or does it?
What came first?
What came first?
The apple or the stem? It's the age-old question. Once you're happy with the shape of your apple, carve 2 more with the other 2 sphere cakes that you did. It's time for Sir Squeeze to come in and help me simple syrup all of my apples. Make sure to remove the top from the bottom and simple syrup both halves of all 3 cakes. The next thing we're gonna do is sandwich the 2 halves of cake together with Italian meringue buttercream and plop the top on top. And now, I can't believe I forget my megaphone every episode.
Where is it?
It's back there. Crumb Coat and chill.
I wish that when we opened the book, there had been like that voice that came out, you know.
When they open to the section, I'm like, Crumb Coat and chill. I like it. Use a small offset spatula to crumb coat the cake with some of the buttercream. The crumb coat is now chilled. It's time to ice these cakes one more time with more Italian meringue buttercream and chill them. I'm gonna make 1 green apple, 1 red apple, and 1 golden apple.
Oh, your gold voice is back.
It's actually really yellow, but that's what they're called. When we shot Candy Apple for the book, Connie and I had the really tough job of actually biting the prop real candy apples in the background for the after picture. So we were like, Jeremy, don't you want any? So Jeremy ended up having a candy apple. Jeremy failed to tell us that he's allergic to apples. He's allergic to uncooked apples.
Did he fail to tell himself as well?
Obviously.
Or living on the edge.
On the edge. Share this video if you, like Jeremy, would eat a candy apple even though you're allergic to apples. Because that sounds like a great idea. The next thing I do is carefully drape this piece of fondant over my apple, like how I'm acting it out for you. And before I begin to smooth it along the sides of the apple, I want to use a straight pin and prick a little hole in the top. And this is because there will be air trapped in that indent that we carved, and we need to smooth that fondant down into the indent carefully and let all the air out. So prick a little hole and then use your fingertips to gently smooth the fondant. You'll notice that some air will get trapped in the top, semicolon. Prick the fondant with a straight pin and gently press out the air. The semicolon really, it lets you like pause.
Yeah, you get it.
You understand, slow down and prick the fondant. Continue to smooth all the way around, comma, tucking the fondant under the cake and trimming away any excess with a sharp paring knife. sharp is important. If your knife is dull, it will just drag the fondant along. And the other great thing about this cake and why it's such a good beginner cake, so you can see as I'm covering the cake's Orhan footage, it all folds on top of each other because the cake is more narrow at the bottom. But in this case, you don't have to worry too much and you don't have to do any seam hiding because all the candy goodness is going to hide that later on.
Oh, yeah?
These apples are almost ready, but they need to be painted to help bring them to life. I painted my golden apple with a bit of bitter lemon food coloring mixed with clear, food coloring is what I was gonna say, mixed with clear food grade alcohol. My brush strokes went from the inside where the core will be out and all around the apple. And then I also put a few drops of white food coloring into a bowl, watered it down just a little, and painted streaks of that onto the apple. This I just think makes it look a bit more realistic because apples aren't really flat in color. I have a whole bowl of apples and I'm not holding one. And then the thing I love most about golden apples is they're often blushing. I guess the part that faces the sun gets like
Maybe, yeah.
a little embarrassed. So for this, I use just a little speck of copper food coloring and a makeup brush. And the great thing is you don't have to paint all the way down. There's no need because this is going to be a dipped candy apple. For the green apple, I'm using some avocado green, electric green, and a bit of yellow, all diluted. You can test your paint color on any leftover green fondant. I also like to do it right on the apple. And then I used the white food coloring. This time I used a small paintbrush and painted streaks of white and then went back over it with my green paint.
Cool.
It's very nice. I love green apples because when I look at them, they look crisp. Do you agree with me?
Oh, they're
and
my
sharp?
favorite. Especially with the sharp cheddar.
Oh, I love a green apple. I don't like a mealy apple. I get very upset. For the red apple, I'm using red food coloring. I did put in a little bit of copper to make it a little less bright. Painted this all over the apple, and then in the center, I painted on pure white food coloring, waited just a moment, and then painted the same green paint I used on my green apple over that white. And now I'm gonna use a big brush to blend it all, again, working from the center out. You know when the apple's just like kind of rusty in the middle? The next thing we're going to do is prepare our toppings for these apples. Whatever you choose, Snickers, Kit Kat, Twix, Crunchy, you wanna take a knife and cut slices of the chocolate bar. If your Crunchy bar breaks up, that's okay. That's okay. The only other thing you'll want on hand is any other little decorations to put here and there, as well as some dark compound chocolate or any other color you like to drizzle over the chocolate bars. And since it's Halloween, I'm also using last month's sprinkle medleys. One of them is the Monster Mix, which is super Halloween-y, and the other is pumpkin spice. We all know what that's inspired from. We can start to coat these cakes. For this, we're gonna be using some caramel compound chocolate. Starting with my golden apple, I've melted my caramel compound chocolate and I've placed it into a parchment piping bag, which is Jocelyn's favorite thing to make. She adores them. And you pipe a line of the caramel chocolate. As you pipe, comma, use a small offset spatula to spread the mixture smoothly down to the bottom of the apple, comma, so it looks like it is covered in caramel.
It is covered. That was.
It is covered.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this tip in brackets. I have to read the whole thing now. Cut open the tip of the piping bag and pipe a line of the caramel. It actually has quotations. Pipe a line of the caramel around the cake, about 2/3 of the way up the side. Bracket, open bracket. Is it open bracket? Yeah.
Yeah.
Open bracket. Don't hide too much of your pretty green! Exclamation mark, close bracket. Period. Now we're going to glue on our chocolate bar slices. You just want to put a little dot of your caramel chocolate on the back of the slice and glue it all the way around. Don't line them up perfectly.
What?
Yeah, I know, I feel so free when I make a cake like this. Like you don't want a perfect row of chocolate bar.
Because I guess it's meant to look like it was
Rolled in, exactly. Start at the top, go all the way around and down to the bottom. And don't worry if there's little areas that are not completely covered in chocolate bar because we have our other decoration. Over on Step by Step, Shannon has made Jack from The Nightmare Before Christmas. And if you're not into Halloween, then Asma has made some succulent cakes. Click here to head over to How to Cake It Step by Step. The next thing I want to do is fill a parchment paper bag with some dark compound chocolate that's melted. So what you want to do is drizzle up and down along your candy apples. Because we're adding our pumpkin spice sprinkles, you need to work fast because you are using this dark chocolate as the glue for your sprinkles. Don't go all the way around your apple, let the chocolate set, and then try to add sprinkles. So do a few lines of drizzle, sprinkle, a few lines of drizzle, sprinkle, and then sweep your floor. Because that's what I'm gonna do. I didn't write that line in the book. Some of the sprinkles in the pumpkin spice medley are larger, so I'm going to glue those on individually because they're too heavy to stick to the drizzle. Now, even though this golden apple is looking so beautiful for fall, Halloween is around the corner. So the apple's starting to rot. So I poke a little hole into my apple skin and add a gummy worm. Ew. But you still kind of want to eat it. Decorate your green apple the same way as you did your golden apple. I'm going to use my Monster Mix sprinkles because I love the way the purple plays off the green. I love these sprinkles. They're so bright and fun and Halloween-y. And don't worry if you miss them because if you sign up for sprinkle service, this month's sprinkles are just as gorgeous. This month we have two amazing sprinkle mixes called Deck the Cake and I Dream of Cakeys, and they both come inside ornaments. Sign up for our sprinkle service at howtocakeit.com. Red apple, same thing guys. Add your caramel chocolate, add your favorite chocolate bar, a drizzle of your favorite chocolate. You see where I'm going here. Make this your own apple. It's like the idol. After you've added all your chocolate bar pieces, drizzle your apple. Now add the eyeballs.
Oh, yeah,
Can you zoom in on my eyeball? Here's a quick tease of the Halloween cake I'm making next week. If you think you know what it is, leave a comment below. But if you don't want to miss it, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. As beautiful as these apples are, you need a stick to eat a candy apple properly.
That sounded very serious.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
And now I have 3 beautiful apple cakes. Get your cake on, get your cake on, get your cake on, get your cake on.
Is that your cake?
Yes, it is.
That was terrible.
And this is the end screen. Don't forget to check out Shannon's Nightmare Before Christmas cake and Asma's succulent cake. I will be back on Tuesday.